Saskatchewan and to the west quite a bit.
And above water.
Still above water, yes. But if we would stop with the atmospheric river, we might stop getting blizzards.
Oh no, there's another big one that's right on the way. I think we'll
Yeah,
have a
I
little
know
bit of
because
a
there's another blizzard that's on the way. I sent you that picture this morning
yep.
Of the cars that were buried under 3 feet of snow, and the pathway that was missing. That was missing when I got home, so
Uh,
it was even more so. I literally took my electric snow shovel, stuck it out the door, and just started moving snow because there was no place to step except snow.
An electric snow shovel. That sounds pretty.
yeah, that's a. So whatever we're doing, we're on YouTube and Facebook, and it's just the background with the globe and the reticle.
Yeah, and I'm just reloading now, right?
You're gonna ungrant it.
What about now, Brian? Can you see us?
Much better.
Are we live somewhere then, Brian? Can you see it? You can be our program.
We probably have a few seconds delay, but
can you see me and Shawn?
I can see you guys now, and then you just came up on Facebook, and you're live on YouTube. So
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it also means you should be live on LinkedIn. And of course, this is TikTok land. We mentioned you guys a couple times. If you have questions for Grant, Brian, or myself, please feel free to post them in either of our chats.
It's fortunately can't start a broadcast in time. Please try again. That's interesting because
it's probably LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys are good.
Yeah, no. LinkedIn has its own unique way of handling things, and if I recall correctly, when we used to fiddle with trying to get TikTok actually running off the PC, LinkedIn and or Facebook would protest that there wasn't enough time to update the stream.
Yeah, I do think it's a LinkedIn thing, but you say we're good on Facebook and YouTube, Brian.
Yeah, that's for us. There's a couple second delay, but
that's just in case anybody says anything silly.
That's par for the course.
Yes. Cool. How are things where you are, Brian?
Well, it rained a lot today, and then so everything in the mountains that was snow was not. So it's all super wet, and now it is just dumping snow in the mountain passes. So you remember when you were here in January or February, we took Highway 2 out to Leavenworth, the mountain town. We're not going to talk about the drive, another story for another day, but there's about 50 miles on either side of the mountains that they're the mountain passes that it's absolutely just washed out. There is no more road. There's been landslides, and so it's going to take just months to rebuild if we're lucky.
No, you weren't involved in any of those landslides. You didn't cause any, did you?
Nope. I was dead at the time.
Oh, cool.
So, but yeah, it's we had I think we were talking on Tuesday, the levee from the White River in kind of the Pacific Auburn area, that went first thing in the morning, right after midnight. So it was just flash flooding, and houses are up to their garage doors in water. So, but like I said, then it's been really awesome watching the community come together, and we've gotten notice that the Cajun Navy that usually comes up from Louisiana, I think Mississippi, Florida, and Alabama. Alabama. They all, when hurricanes come in and everything's in low water, they bring in all their airboats and stuff like that. So they're going to make the trek up here. So it's going to
be... In England, we call those planes.
So the airboats are,
and here we call them swamp boats.
Yeah. So the swamp boats are probably more accurate. This is what happens when you get an Englishman sleep deprived.
Oh.
Are you sure there's no booze in that coffee, in that latte, Grant?
No, there should be though. There should be. So cool. It's nice that we do now seem to have like a proper news channel. We've got a weather section, so if you are tuning in for Hypnosis News, and you're wondering why we're talking about the weather, it's
been wild.
It's been wild here. So,
Grant struggled to get uphill in a 2-wheel drive Mercedes.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's a steep hill. Like I know that hill.
Yeah, that is.
I cross that valley every time I go to Regina. I cross that valley every time I go east. So when I did my show in Russell, I would have went up and down that valley. And some of those roads going in and out are not straight. Like you get down to the bottom, and there's a curve, and you're thinking to yourself, okay, if it's really icy, how the heck am I going to get that curve and actually stop?
Yeah.
You know, and then you wonder.
Most people would
have actually slid right off the highway and into that ravine down there.
That's the thing over here. Like in the UK and in Europe and America and other places that I've travelled, there was a barrier between the road and the trees and stuff that you can hit, and the other carriageway that you can hit. Whereas here, it's like
it's wide open.
And then when it snows, it all just looks the same.
Yeah. Going down a hill, you'd hope you'd stop, shift into low gear, and then just kind of let it walk its way down the hill. And
when it's icy, it doesn't work.
No.
Yeah.
Once you lose traction, you lose traction. A friend of mine had a Land Rover Discovery, and he'd gone to go pick up a girl for this double date that we were going on. And where he was picking up from was down this steep driveway. And
it's like the use of the word "he had" hashtag foreshadowing.
He's not about anymore. And so he's going to go pick her up from her parents' house or whatever it was. And as he's turned into the drive, he's like, "I'll put it in snow mode." Put it in snow mode. It slid down the drive, and because it's like a big 4-ton truck, it lost traction, bounced off the dad's car, bounced off the mum's car, and then landed on the door. And I'm like, maybe you should put snow tires on.
I don't think we're going on that date.
Yeah. Fair to say there was no second date there. Because she thought he was grumpy for the most of the night. I mean, he was grumpy for the most of the night because he just
caused that 2-car in the house collision. Yeah.
So how's Brian? Apart from the weather?
Physically okay, mentally to be determined.
Cool.
So, but yeah, we've been. I think between all three of us, we've been on and off phone calls and video chats all day. So at least we've been somewhat productive.
Yes.
So what do we want to lead off with first? Exciting stuff or other exciting stuff? Oh, yep. Ladies and gentlemen, Performing Hypnosis Summit has a sponsor.
There we go. So this stuff is amazing stuff. I always recommend it, and it's saved me from quite a few shows. And Brian reached out to them to kind of go, here's what we're doing. We think it'd be great, and they're kind of on board with us, which is brilliant. So every attendee of the conference is going to get a sample of Entertainer's Secret, and what this does is, if you've got a bit, especially this time of year, if you've got a bit of a dry throat and you can't speak, or if you lose your voice, I've had it where I've lost my voice completely and couldn't speak. 2 squirts of that and I'm good to go. So it's brilliant. So it's nice to have something of real value. It's not like a USB pen. It's actually something that entertainers will definitely benefit from.
Yeah. So they were, I sent an email out to them, and they were super quick to get back to me, and phone call with them today just to kind of clarify and double check. And I think if I recall, they're based out of Indiana, and just, lady answers the phone and, just super sweet. She was absolutely wonderful. And so, if you've checked out the Performing Hypnosis Summit Facebook event and the group, there's been a couple of announcements there. So that was pretty awesome. We're excited. We've got a couple more sponsors that are going to be announced and coming up. We just have to get, logos and graphics and stuff like that.
Also fantastic. Tell them about the amazing offer that Mark Savard is doing for his new show.
Yeah. So Mark Savard is back in Las Vegas. it's not like a full-time thing. I think he's got a few shows a week. He's going to spread it out. But fortunately for us, all of Jupiter's moons aligned, and the calendar, Monday evening, 6 p.m. He's going to be doing a show. He's graciously offered us a discount. So discount code link for his tickets and everything like that. So there's a couple of options as far as seating goes, but it's a great opportunity to see one of the legends, real seasoned experienced professional hypnotist.
Yeah, and I remember when Mark was touring Canada.
Yeah,
and working high school shows and everything else in between. I know there is footage of him on YouTube in, I want to say it was the Calgary Stampede, but don't quote me on that. But definitely something in Calgary, and he was working with his volunteers, and one of the guys was stuttering really, really bad. And Mark said, "What do you do for a living?" He says, "I'm a pastor." And so Mark asked him, "Well, when you're delivering your sermon, do the words come out properly?" He said,
"I'm a pastor." And Mark goes, "Jesus."
No, not quite. But Mark put him under, gave him the really quick suggestion that the words will flow nice and easy, just like it is if you were delivering your sermon. After that, he spoke clear as a bell.
Wow.
No, that's awesome. And if that's not, got a couple ways you could look at it. It's like, oh, the healing power of Jesus, channeled its energy through Mark and, healed the pastor. And then all of a sudden with Mark, hypnosis works to kind of, get your brain unstuck with different things. So, I think that's a win-win on both sides.
No, absolutely. And that was one of the cooler moments during the induction. I mean, the guy was there were a couple of guys in that group that were significantly taller than Mark. And he was doing a standing induction, and obviously a few of those guys would
gravity.
Well, we know gravity works, right?
Yep.
Robin Williams would have said it in Fern Gully. Oh, gravity works.
Yeah. But I really have to throw some thanks out to Kevin Lapine. I had reached out to Kevin, just kind of chit chatting on a different topic, and I had mentioned, I said, hey, we're looking at going to Mark Savard's show on Monday. And he goes, oh yeah, had lunch with him I think 2 days ago or something like that. He goes, yeah, great guy, wonderful. He does a phenomenal show. And I was like, oh yeah, I popped an email out to him, not realizing that I had sent the draft email to Grant for approval so I could send it out. And then Kevin gets back to me and says, hey, I told him to look out for it. He said something, and I was like, oh no, I send the email out. And then he got back to me super quick. So, big thank you to Kevin. I think that very instrumental.
Great support of the conference from day one. And again, a great hypnotist who puts on a fantastic show. And one thing I'll say about Kevin as well is he's so generous with his time over the space of the conference. So he's speaking a couple of times, but he's always round and about. He's always helping. He's always there giving advice. And then after his show, he does like a Q&A, like a town hall meeting. I don't know what the proper technical term for it is, he is not rushed whatsoever. You can ask him anything. He shares that stuff. It's fantastic stuff.
It's a lot of fun. He basically goes, hey guys, sit tight. Give me about 20 minutes. Let me go take photos with, the folks that just came to see the show and everything like that aren't a part of Performing Hypnosis Summit. And then, his wife Emily goes and grabs a towel, couple bottles of water, and then it's just like, all right, everybody just crowd around the stage, pull up a chair, and he's just like, all right, ask me anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be hypnosis related, and he'll sit there for an hour.
Last time with some technical questions. So literally, there's people on stage who are looking backstage. It really goes into in depth. Just that access to Kevin is worth the ticket.
Oh yeah, January. I said, hey, all right, the screen. That's really cool. I know it's not a TV. How do you make it do it to where, you're not blinding yourself? Because I'm thinking like it's a projector, and he goes, oh, rear projection on the back. Here, hop up on stage, run around back, check it out.
Yeah.
Those rear projectors are really big units.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a screen that size behind them.
Yeah, he was like, please just don't touch the screen because you got to treat those like Fabergé eggs.
Yes.
And I didn't want to be that guy, but and I also have to make a correction. I think it's responsible. The venue that Michael DeShalit performs at on the Thursday night that we're going to be there has a private event, so there will not be a show Thursday night. There's one Sunday, but it's early, and we are doing our best to see if we can rework Sunday's schedule. It may just be shifting times up and down, but I don't think there's going to be big disruption or anything like that. But really big credit to Michael. He was like, don't go disrupt the conference just to come see my show. But the level, again, just like Kevin, the level of support, he's going to be one of our speakers there, and just, hey, send stuff to me. Like, we're having the samples of the spray sent out there, so it doesn't have